Hello everybody. In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss about manual testing, test case designing, how we design the test cases. So, in this tutorial, we will come to know that why testing is required and what is the manual testing. So, why the testing is required? Because whatever the product is going to be live in market, either that is a software, that is any electronic product or anything else, before launching of that application, every organization wants to ensure that my application is perfect, near about to perfect, and this application will not cause any defect, will not raise any defect when the product is in my customer's hand. So for this purpose, they do the testing of their product. That may be anything. That may be a chair, a table, or electronic item, or any software application. So to just ensure that my product is defect free and that is a quality product, every organization perform the testing. Now if I am talking about the software industry, then there are two type of testing happens. That one is manual testing and another is automation testing. So in this tutorial I am discussing about the manual testing. What is the manual testing? Manual testing is a process to evaluate that the software, that my software is fulfilling my requirement as well as my end user requirement. And if my application is not fulfilling my requirement, my documented requirement, or my end user requirement, then there must be something error in my application. So to verify this, we do the manual testing of the application. So in manual testing, we cover generally three things. For functional testing, there are 5 characteristics for functional testing. The first one is the functionality of the application, then interoperability of the application, portability of the application, maintainability of the application, and reusability of that particular application. So this way we perform our manual testing. And for doing manual testing, our manual tester writes some test cases to check, to verify the application, that when the user insert or user provide these inputs in my application, then what is going to happen or what my application is displaying. So based on that, a manual test engineer ensure that my application is bug free, or there are so many bugs in my application, we cannot launch this application as of now before going to fix those defects. So for writing test case, they use some different test techniques available, like boundary value analysis, equivalence class partitioning, cause effect graphing, error guessing, decision table, pairwise, syntax testing. These are some different test techniques. When the manual test engineer writes the test cases, he applies these test techniques to verify the application functionality. But these all test techniques depend upon the application scope and strategy. So what is a test case? So test case is a formal set of procedure which guide us to verify that application should behave in this manner. It means that application developer is developing that application, and they are developing under certain guidelines which was given by the client, which was given by the product owner. So a test engineer just write the test cases to verify, to ensure that if I am going to insert these values, then application should behave in this manner. So a test case must contain an input and the expected output from the application. So for every requirement there must be two test cases. The one is for positive scenario and one is for negative scenario. Why this is important? Because while we validating our software, we know that this software should perform in this way. And also we want to ensure that this software or this application should not perform in this way. So where my requirement is saying that a plus b or 2 plus 2 should be 4, then we will write the test case for 2 plus 2 equal to 4. But again we will write another negative test to covering our negative scenario, that 2 plus 2 should not display 4.0 or 5 minus 1 or 3 plus 1. So these comes under the negative scenario. We will see this in our example. This is a normal calculator, and I believe that every person has been used the calculator in their college time or in their school time or in their daily routine. So whatever the calculator does, this is a very simple calculator application which performs only the arithmetic operations. So to verifying this calculator, we need to check that every arithmetic operation is performing as per my expected result, or that should perform as per my expected result. So for this calculator, I have identified these are the scenarios. The first, the user interface of the calculator, and then all button of the calculator should be clickable. It means when user click or enter or tap on calculator button, it should be properly tapped, clicked. Again, to verifying, since in my calculator this calculator is performing the arithmetic operation, so I just wanna ensure that all the arithmetic operation are displaying correct result or not. So for that purpose, I have identified these 8 scenarios. And now if I see the first scenario, verify the user interface of the calculator. So as per the normal procedure, as per the normal UI of the calculator, we know that every arithmetic operator should be in identical format: plus, minus, multiplication and division. But here we see in this calculator that minus is being displayed below the plus, and as well as some button sizes, like for plus button, this button size is greater than multiplication or division, as well as the minus, and these button sizes are the similar. It means, and maximum of the calculator button is displaying this size. So we can see that there is some user interface issue in my calculator. So for writing the test cases, a manual test engineer will first verify the user interface of the calculator. It means he will first check that how my calculator application is looking, look and feel. Is every button is perfect in shape, size? If every is there any thing which is giving a awkward output to the end user? So he will write first the user interface test cases, that is also known as GUI, graphical user interface test cases. So for generating a test case, we must follow some certain guidelines, and for writing a test cases, these 7 points are mandatory for any application, so that we can understand that what we are going to test, what are the input we have applied to test my application, and what was the expected after submitting my input. And when we are going to execute my input on my application, then we compare our expected value from the actual value. And if there is any mismatch, it means that mismatch is a defect. And why I am saying that is mismatch? Because the expected result is coming from our software requirement document, which was given by our client that this application should perform in this manner. But when I apply my input in that application, it is displaying some unexpected thing. So that is the mismatch between our expected and actual result. So it means that is a defect in our application. So we logged that defect and told our developer to fix those defects. So to communicate them, we log our defect, and our defect tracking tool gives a unique bug ID number through which a developer can understand that okay, this bug has been logged and we need to fix this bug. And category tells us that for which scenario that defect has been raised and for which testing level that defect has been raised. It means in category, if the positive scenario is passed and in negative scenario that defect is being displayed, so we will mention a category negative scenario while we are doing the testing for negative scenario. So we found this defect. Again, in which testing level we found the defect? If I am going to do the integration testing or feature testing, so at that time if I found that defect, so I will mention that in integration testing phase we got this defect. And if I am going to do the system testing or UAT, then I will mention that I got this defect while I was performing the system testing or user acceptance testing. And the first one, the test case ID, this is also a unique identifier for every test case. So these 7 points are always present in every template for writing or designing the test case. This is a sample of the test case for that particular calculator. Here we can see that if I am going to verify our first scenario, verify that user interface of the calculator. So to verify the user interface of the calculator, I just open the calculator and view the calculator. So by default, what the calculator result pane is being displayed, I have mentioned here that as per my requirement, the calculator result pane should display 0. My next step, view the button of the calculator. And calculator, as per my requirement document, it is saying that all buttons of the calculator should be should be identical in shape. It means that all button x y coordinate, all button width, height would be same. So this is my expected. And when I view the arithmetic operator in my calculator, then I am seeing that all arithmetic operators should be in a standard format, either in vertical or horizontal format. It was as per my requirement document. And again I am seeing that the space between all the buttons. So every button should display a same distance between each other. So this is my test case, and here we can see that the test case ID. So this ID I have mentioned CALC. It means this is the application name underscore TC. TC is here representing the test case, and my ID is 001. It means this is the first test case which is going to verify the calculator user interface. So this test case ID is also a unique identifier as well as the test objective. This is unique identifier because we use this test case ID in our different documents related to this particular software calculator testing project. And also our test objective should not be duplicate. So this is also a unique thing, that our sentence should be unique. Now once I executed this test case, I got, so here we can see the complete calculator test case scenarios that verify the user interface of the calculator, verify the button of the calculator should be clickable, and all the scenarios. Here we can see that I have identified there are more than 40 total 41 scenarios to verify the calculator, and for every scenario there must be one test case. So here we can see the test case, that if I am going to write my first test case, so my test scenario is verify the user interface of the calculator, and this is the category GUI. And the positive scenario, what is my precondition, that calculator should be open. And now I am going to verify how we can verify this particular test scenario. And at the same time, for my next test case, I am going to verify that all button should be clickable. So based on that, I have written these much of test case, that we need to click on 1, 2, 3, 4, and what would be the result pane under expected result. So this way we verify our calculator application. So this is how a manual test engineer write the test cases using their test technique, and how they document these test cases so that once they will get the application, they can execute these written test cases on that particular application. So under this we can see that there are so many test cases are written, and I am going to verify all of the arithmetic button functionality as well as correct result when you have more than one arithmetic operation. So these things we need to verify based on our application dependency, that for which module it is dependent on which module. So as a manual test engineer, the person writes these much of the test cases, and these test cases should be very appropriate, very correct, so that we can get maximum defects while we execute these test cases. And we try to fix, if I am executing the test case and I found some defect in my application, so I can communicate or properly to my developer or some other party developer if that application is being developed in some other organization in proper way, so that they could fix the defect. So this way how the manual testing is performed in the organization. Thank you for watching us. You may, if you have any question, then you can also email us.